Hi everyone, this is Marie Belangel here. Today I am going to embark on the journey that is What Remains of Us, a short visual novel that was made for Tomei Jam 2023. I'm very excited about this. I know it's like fully voice acted out, so I'm also very excited to see how it all turned out. The art is already so gorgeous and I love the music. Honestly, I just want to get into it without even saying much because I know it's going to be good. So, let's get into it. But first, before I do that, actually, because the music was a little bit louder than I thought it would be. Let's go. Let's start. Ooh, ooh. Uh-huh. Ooh, I like that I can use enter. What pronouns do I want them to use? I love the character design. So pretty. So gorgeous. Okay. Her name is lost to time. Give her one. I'll leave it with Divina. Divina. Can I? Yes. Oop. "30 regeneration vials, 10 fire mollies, 5 burn salves, 20 smoke bombs." You tap your fingers against the glass of the second shelf. It's getting a bit cloudy now that you're actually looking properly. You'll have to wipe it clean soon. Ooh, look at the shop background. It's so pretty. Look at like the little garlic flowers over here. And all this inventory and stuff. And the little cauldron. That's really nice. 1, 5, 7. 11 bottles of snake oil, 15 bottles of disinfectant, 40 lozenges, a couple boxes of bandages, and such that you're much too lazy to count. And finally, 20 tins of white flower balm. Okay, so you own a shop. Cool. Luckily for you, there's still enough stock for 4 more days until another batch is in order. But you're running out of the salve faster than expected. Which of course means you'll have to spend the rest of the morning grinding herbs again. Ugh. You groan and scribble down a reminder in your journal. Harvest herbs, make the salve, bottle them, and label. Wait, when was Paulo going to pick up his tonic again? The front door chimes open, followed by the soft click of it closing shut. You scoff. Good heavens, did people not know how to read? You are sure you flipped the sign over more than 10 minutes ago. I will say sometimes I don't know how to read things, and I like to joke that even though supposedly one could think that I am a smart person, I don't know how to read because I get tired and turn off my brain and don't read things. Obviously, this does not apply when I actually need to read things, and it is imperative that I need to read things, but sometimes I don't read things and I ask questions at places, and people are like, there's a sign for that, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. My brain is tired. Though, you suppose it is your own fault for not having locked the damn thing. You ignore it. If it was so important that they come in after closing time, then they can very well figure out on their own how exactly to get your attention. You have work to do. Ooh, I like this close-up with the book and everything. Ooh, look at this art's so pretty. Look at all the shading, and like, I don't know anything because I'm not an artist, but like, it's just so pleasing to the eye. I like the style a lot. You flip through the pages of your last journal. The thing's at least a few months old now. The edges of the binding are frayed, and the paper is littered with stains and creases from your trips out to gather herbs in the forest. You drag your finger underneath the lines, hoping it will help you decipher your words. Monday? No, that was Pablo's pickup for the poison, not Paolo's. A page flip later, you find what you were looking for. There, in your absent-minded scrawl, Saturday midday. I will say also to note that I am also a person who can only read my own handwriting, but if someone else tried to read my handwriting in my journal or book, it wouldn't be a fun time for them. You really should improve your writing.
You?
Me? You still? No. No. He shouldn't be here. Why is he here? Your finger curls, scratching and tearing the paper underneath it. Even from here, you can hear his breath, hear the will of the world flow through his every inhale and exhale. Are you crying? Don't cry. I mean, feel your emotions. Very valid. But why are you crying? You crave to place your hand over his chest, to feel his lungs expand and strain against its hollow cage. Someone you knew. A love? Past love? I don't know. To curl your fingers underneath his skin and tear flesh asunder until all that's left is his damned soul, destined for a world so much greater than this, yet still, here all the same. But you've lost that right long ago. His breath was never yours, never even his to begin with. His heart is turned away, beating in time with another. His soul is his, and his alone. Okay. That's why there's a tear. You force yourself to relax, finger uncurling and leaving a broken trail in its wake. You raise your head.
What are you doing here?
Hello. Okay, you have a ring on your necklace. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Okay. Love the art. Ugh, it's so beautiful. This artwork. He's staring at you, disdain clear in the quiver of his eyes. There's something else there too. Something that you can't quite place. Not right now. Pain clouds whatever is left of your judgment. And I am going to adjust the voice volume, because that needs to be higher? Probably all the way up. Okay. Because I want to hear that voice acting, and I definitely know that you guys want to hear that. Even now, anger is an easy escape. It opens its doors for you at every turn. The familiar steel of pettiness slips into your hand like a honed blade. It hums in search of blood. Charity work. Must be sarcastic?
Charity work. I'm providing free colonoscopy checkups for the local community.
Truly?
His eyes raised, disbelieving.
Truly. Do you want an examination? So I can see what stick you have shoved up your ass?
Such a good voice, and such good dialogue already. His expression sours, and if he could roll his eyes to the back of his skull, he would.
Witch? How original.
And yet you still fell for it.
Unfortunately. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Well, carry on. You still haven't answered my question.
This is my apothecary.
While rolling your eyes. He blinks, stricken with surprise. You scowl. You know exactly what's going on in his mind right now. Ugh. He tries to suppress a chuckle, but fails miserably.
It seems that I'm not the only one who's fallen.
Burn. You open your mouth to retort when your eyes catch on the sudden rise of his chest. To your horror, he devolves into a fit of shoulder-rattling coughs. Oh no, there's also blood coming out. Are you sick? Blood splatters on his lips and collar. He winces, fingers tensing at his side. Your eyes flicker to the movement, retort dying on your tongue. You don't know how you didn't notice it before, but there's blood there. Lots of it. I also really like this music. Also like when we get these kind of like close-up zoom-ins to the characters. Makes it much more dramatic. And I like how it kind of like plays with the back and forth of like when we're seeing the character sprites fully and being more up close. And I like that it kind of changes like the pace of the, what do you call that? The pace of the plot? In my mind, at least. He grimaces at your attention, but doesn't bother to hide the injury.
Did they send you here, errand boy?
You grit out, slowly making your way over to where he is. After all, this is your damn shop, and you cannot let some stupid scribe die on your watch. He laughs bitterly, but doesn't deign you with a response. Also, you have like a little bow right here. It's cute. You look up at him. He's staring at your hand, eyes hazy, and face casted in shadow.
I'll take that as a no, then.
You curl your fingers around his hand and gently pry it away from his body. His palms are covered in blood. The cloth of his blouse is torn, and where it isn't, it sticks to his torso from sweat. What happened?
What did this?
You murmur, hand hovering over the wound. Some of the blood has dried, but it's bright red and angry, and your breath hitches in your throat. Black tendrils spread out from the gash. You can't see how far they've gone underneath his clothes, but oh, that's what this is over here, the tendrils. I didn't see too closely. You look up at him again. Salvi stares back at you, his breathing shallow.
You idiot. You should have told me sooner.
Forgive me. I was rather preoccupied.
You shake your head, and before you can think twice, point to the door leading to your living room.
Sit down on the couch. I'll be with you in a moment.
He purses his lips. You ready yourself for a retort that'll have you dragging him by the ear, but nothing comes. His eyes are tender in a way that you're too tired to name. It unnerves you far more than it ought to. He shakes his head as if to discard the thought and gives you a brief nod.
That couch better not be moldy.
You roll your
Go.
eyes.
Before I have second thoughts.
I mean, I don't think you will, but you guys are a fun dynamic. Ugh, what's happening, Salvi? By the time you finish closing up, Salvi's already sprawled out on your couch, sweating up a storm. Oh. At some point, he's taken off his top and shoved it underneath himself. The bleeding has mostly stopped, but the cloth thankfully catches most of the stragglers.
What the hell happened to you?
Yeah, what happened? His eyes are closed, and his eyes are drawn in sharp discomfort. If his breathing didn't forcibly even itself out upon your entry, you would have mistaken him for being asleep. You roll up your sleeves and kneel at his side. Now that he's shirtless, you can better see the damage. It's exactly as you expected. The gash is bright red with spots of black with the poison first spread. Ah, it's poison. He has tried his best to keep his breathing even, but now that he's attempting to speak it comes out strained.
Manonangal attacked me. I was trying to get past the damned swamp by nightfall, but...
Shut up.
He eyes you, indignant. Still he remains blessedly silent. His breathing evens out once more.
Reserve your energy. You can tell me more about how you royally fucked up later.
You take out a vial from your hip and stare at the bright green liquid inside. I mean, let's just say fuck it.
Fuck it.
What?
You pop the bottle open and pour the contents straight into his injury. Woof. He screams. Sorry. I mean, I didn't think you'd think it was an easy fix, so... It starts as a grunt and morphs into something guttural and animalistic. It takes everything in you to keep pouring. His left hand grasps desperately at the back of the sofa. The right finds its way to your shoulder and digs into your flesh. The last drop falls into his open wound, and you turn your focus to prying his hand off of you before he injures you as well. It takes longer than expected, but soon enough, he's clutching at your wrist instead, body writhing like a dying roach. After a minute, the wound begins to bubble, black bombs of liquid rising from the gaping hole and sliding down his torso. It takes 5 minutes before the screaming finally stops. Salvi's eyes are closed. His whole body is covered in sweat, chest heaving and arms still shaking from the residual pain. You make your way to stand up and fetch him a cloth, when you realize he's still clutching onto you for dear life. I mean, just stay with him. He needs you right now, more than he'll ever care to admit. You sigh and sit back down. Gently, you pry his trembling hand from your wrist, so you can hold it in both of yours. I like that we get the intersperse of like the sighs or the laughter or the snorts or whatever. I like it. It's nice. With the narration. It's cool. It is rough and calloused, so much more damaged than when you last left him. What happened to him? What happened to them? If Salvi was here, Dante shouldn't be far off. And if Dante wasn't here... After a moment, he stops trembling. A few minutes later, his breathing evens out. You place his hand against his chest. He does not wake. Look at those eggs. We're in the kitchen. On the cutting boards. You stand up slowly, careful not to jostle him as you pad your way over to the sink. You mutter a quick incantation that gets the water flowing, and soon enough your basin is filled. You heft it by your hip and grab a clean rag and some soap on the way back. You drop by his side and begin cleaning him off. His skin is pliant underneath your hand, and it comes to you that this is the first time you've ever seen him out of his stupid little outfits. He's always been easy on the eye, though. You'd rather die than ever say that to his face. Fair, fair. It's not the first time you've understood why Dante kept him by their side for so long, and you know that it won't be your last. By the time you finish wiping him off, taking care not to linger too long, the basin is stained dark red with a mixture of his blood. And the Mananagal's poison. I think I said that right. Mananagal? At first, you thought you were just imagining it, but further inspection proved you to be right. His marks are gone. Both of them. And if the lack of a large self-sacrificing imbecile barreling through the doors tells you anything, it wasn't entirely consensual. You lean back and sigh, the weight of the past hour's events finally sinking in. You press your palms against your eyes, your own hands stained red from his blood.
Shit.
I mean, that was a lot that just happened. Okay. So there's a Mananagal attack at the swamp? I don't know what a Mananagal is, though. I don't know much about, like, that type of creature or myth. You wake up to early morning light and fur against your skin. Oh. Sleep is still nestled deep in your bones, but you blink it away and wipe the crust from your eyes. Try not to wince as last night's events come back in full force. Okay, have we switch our perspectives, because we're now Salvi. Gentle hands against your skin, tender touches that betray years spent together. You try not to think too hard about it. The wound is still too fresh. You prop your elbows up behind you to try and sit up, only to be met with a searing hot pain in your side. You hiss, nearly biting down on your tongue.
Idiot.
You look up to see Davina, staring down at you, unimpressed. She rolls her eyes and pushes you back down with a light shove. It hurts at first, but laying down is infinitely better than what you were trying to do.
Don't move. I can't believe I have to tell you this. Did traveling with Dante teach you nothing?
I guess not. I mean, I don't think your shit at healing is appropriate with mods, but... You huff. Heavens, she makes it so easy.
Shut up!
You bite back. All goodwill from last night shoved to the back of your mind. She doesn't even have the decency to try and look offended. You don't know how she can do it so easily. Gods, you feel so fucking small. You stare off to the side, bitterness rising up your throat.
Why are you here?
Can't a man waste away in peace?
I mean, you showed up to the apothecary. I mean, even if you didn't know that it was Davina's place.
Not if it's you. I'll haunt you to the grave. Tell me, why are you here? Shouldn't you be by their side, writing whatever the hell it is you do about their adventure?
I told you to shut up!
Silence. You keep your eyes averted, hoping that she takes it as a sign to leave. She doesn't. The next time she speaks, there is barely contained anger bubbling underneath the surface.
They left you, didn't they?
No.
For all your supposed education, you truly do not know how to take a fucking hint.
We got
They
shared.
left you to fend for yourself, and now you're here on my fucking couch, injured with goddamn necrotic poison.
That's right. Be angry. That's right. I'm with you. Your hackles raise.
I deserve it!
You croak.
I
Throat
know
sore.
I fucking deserve it, so could you do us both a favor and shut up?
My bad.
No.
That's right.
I know I'm a nuisance. Don't have to rub it in. Just... I'll be out of your hair soon enough. Please.
Ugh. Emotions. Even more silence. Despite everything, you know she is still there, hovering. Like a goddamn specter of everything you lack.
Is that what they told you?
No, don't believe them. You don't answer. You feel so damn tired. She is silent again, contemplating her next words. Good. The bastard could do with a bit more thinking before she speaks.
What? Are you going to tell me I'm wrong?
She exhales.
I'll talk to you again later. Go rest for now.
Rest is important. Somehow, it hurts more than if she'd said nothing. You ladle the porridge into a bowl, careful not to spill any. You're going to have to eat the same food for a few days until Salvi's body fully recuperates. Thankfully, you quite like the taste of porridge, thank you. You look behind you at the couch. His hand peeks out from the back, tapping idly to some imaginary beat. You realize after a moment what beat it is. What is the beat? Gloved hands, gilded mask, the swell of music reverberating in your ear. Salvi leans in, mask off, and laughter caught between his teeth. He's half bathed in shadow, the moonlight on the balcony casting him an ethereal glow. Oh, it's the past, I love it. From here, you can smell his cologne, can practically taste the sweetness of his skin.
You're quite the dancer, witch.
He smiles, teeth bared.
Even better than you, I'd wager.
Oh my god, they're so cute. From a long time ago.
Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
He laughs, voice devoid of the pain you'd all accrued over the years. For a brief moment, you forget how often he makes you want to stitch his mouth shut.
Well, I'm certainly ahead of you.
Look at this flirting. Oh. Behind you, someone chuckles. You cannot see them from your position, but you know they are watching. They are there, watching. Interrupting a cute moment. They hop
Shit.
out of breath.
I did horribly.
They hop out of breath, and it is followed by the clink of a glass on marble.
Don't be too hard on yourself, Dante. You did quite well tonight.
Okay, so you guys, were you like all three together?
They stepped on my toes 3 times. I'll have to put salve on them in the morning.
But they didn't step on the Countess, did they? They were exquisite on the dance floor, if I do say so myself. Not much of a loss.
You roll your eyes, but concede. He was right, after all. As long as the esteemed Skull, guardian of the sun saint, chosen of the Almighty, charmed all the right rich bastards, then the night was in their favor. Just thinking of their titles already makes you want to blanch. You know that this is needed, that getting supporters will help you in your quest. Salvi has explained it far too many times, and you do actually listen, thank you. Still, you just wish you didn't have to see so many people eye the two like their next meal. Exotic, those Castilla had murmured, and it took everything in you not to hex them on the spot. Salvi runs his thumb in soothing circles along your hip, always perceptive to your anger simmering just below the surface.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Footsteps approach from behind, and soon enough a pair of hands join Salvi's at your hips. You lean back into the solid weight of Dante's chest and preen as they kiss. They press a kiss behind your ear. You suppose it is a comfort to know that at the end of the day, they both return to you. Nice, nice. They are yours, as much as you are theirs, whatever that entails.
You're so beautiful.
They
Both
murmur.
of you.
Aw, I love it. You revel in the way Salvi's hands tensed against you. His throat bobs, the red flush of his ears peeking from underneath his hair. You half expect him to leave, to admit that this was far too much for him to handle. He doesn't. You watch with bated breath as you expose your neck, as Dante kisses a trail along your collar. You wait for him to look away. He doesn't. It's best not to linger on the memory too long. You were young and stupid, and all too daring for your own good. No matter how much you want to, it's not as if you can return to what you had. Okay, that's interesting, I think.
Food's ready.
You call out.
Is it porridge?
His hand stills before quickly resuming its tapping. You make your way over to his side and deposit the bowls on the coffee table. His eyes are sunken, and his skin still pale from the blood loss. Then again, it's hard to tell when someone's skin is a sickly gray, even when healthy. You press your hand against his forehead to check his fever, and thankfully find it's mostly receded by now. But not that blushing, I see you.
Taking advantage of my illness to touch me, witch.
He grins, but is pained and weak. The adrenaline high of yesternight has faded, leaving him a pathetic mess on your couch.
It's enough to make a grown man blush. That is, if I had any more blood to spare. Unfortunately, I'm rather injured at the moment.
You are. You're still blushing. You roll your eyes and pick up his bowl. Even in this state, he can't still find it in itself to shut up. You scoop up a spoonful of porridge and blow to cool it off.
Does it have the little chicken bits in it?
You stare at him
No,
over the spoon.
those are mine. You're still sick. Best you're getting is a few scallions and some ginger.
Oh, that sounds good. Nice little... Oh, what is this? Like an arroscaldo? Like this kind of like savory rice, warm rice dish that my family makes. That's what this is reminding me of. That's what I want. Maybe I should make some. He purses his lips and thankfully doesn't raise any complaints. For someone who's spent over a decade traveling the continent, he sure is a picky bastard. Once the porridge is sufficiently cooled down, you lower the spoon to his lips. He gobbles it up greedily, entirely too happy to not have to feed himself. You snort. You scoop up another spoonful of rice. He continues to chew in the porridge you fed him. After a while, he swallows. Salvi looks up at you. The very essence of innocence. It irritates you more than you like to admit. What you do to wipe that look off his face.
I'm not good at this.
You sigh, dropping the spoon back into the bowl.
I see we've acquired some self-awareness in the past 3 months.
It's only been 3 months. You roll your eyes and pick up the spoon to begin blowing at it. After a while, his grin falls off, attention elsewhere. His hand has stilled, no longer tapping that familiar beat. It's odd to see him like this. You press the spoon to his lips and watch as he opens his mouth and swallows it.
Are you ready to talk about it?
You ask softly, the same way one would speak to a spooked horse. He chews, his gaze still far off, until finally, he looks at you.
May as well rip the band-aid off, correct?
He chuckles, the discomfort clear on his features. For all he speaks of love and heartache, it truly is an art to try and coax from him matters of the heart. It's not something you're particularly good at, despite your years spent together. Most of the time, 3 of you just shoved it in a jar and hoped the lid was tight enough to keep it shut. You start to blow at another spoon as he gears up.
I'll be here.
As he gears up to tell his story. Sorry, it's really hard for me to figure out when to read the direction/narration. He glances at you, a soft and genuine smile on his lips. You don't feel as if you deserve it.
Thank you, darling.
He mutters.
For what?
For being here.
You're the one who crawled into my shop looking like a newborn babe. Thank fate, not me.
Very true. He laughs, eyes crinkling at the sides.
Still, you didn't have to bother taking me in and cleaning me, feeding me even. Could have just given me the potion and been done with it. And thank you.
You guys are so cute. I'm very interested in this backstory, though.
Sal.
You start, choosing your next words carefully. Can I say you're my friend?
You're not bothersome.
No, that's not what I meant.
I know what you mean, scribe. Listen to me.
That's right, listen to Davina. He grows quiet, unable to look you in the eye.
You're not a bother. For fuck's sake, I've known you for what, 5 years now? Do you really think I'd just let you suffer when I have the capacity to help?
You set the porridge aside and take his hand in yours.
No matter what I say, no matter how much you irritate me to my core, I cannot deny I hold affection for you. So please, Let me help. I've already lost you once.
He goes quiet. Ugh, a tender moment. Okay, I'm going to leave it here for today. This is all very interesting. I feel like I've been very quiet because I'm just like taking in the story. I'm interested in understanding more about what their past and their like past relationship has looked like, and like it's only been a few months that they haven't really seen each other, but Dante has also left. They've left, don't know why. And they basically seems to have left Salvi for dead. So there's some questions there. Wonder if we'll see most of that addressed in the short visual novel. I like the voice acting, I like the art, I like the music, I like it all. The interface is beautiful. So I can't wait to get back into it. But thank you so much for watching. I will continue soon. Please like the video if you haven't already, and if you'd like to see the next part and other visual novels that I do playthroughs of, then please subscribe to my channel. I post usually Monday through Fridays at least once a day. So there's lots of content to behold. I am also playing a bunch of the of this year's Otome Jam entries. So if you have specific ones you want me to look out for, then let me know, because I'm gonna play a bunch of them. But anyways, thank you so much again. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!